What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We're back, and the Plains of Eidolon remaster is now here. So I wanted to go over a few things with you guys, covering the patch notes, covering where things are going to be in the Plains of Eidolon, and also taking a look at the actual Plains of Eidolon, which I'm pretty excited about. This includes the giant thumper enemy that we've seen previously, is now in the game, not to mention floofs on the Plains of Eidolon are now a thing, so we can now go out and get our Kondroks and our little, whatever the little guys are called, and get some floofs to those guys. But without further ado, we're heading in right off the main entrance of Cetus. Just some lush entrance to Cetus, looking very beautiful. I don't know if this was always here, but just over here, way over here to the left-hand side, there is the guy from Fortuna doing his little sales market, you know, whatnot and stuff over here. Going back over to the main entrance, because this is typically where a lot of people enter Cetus. If you come right in, head over here to the right-hand side, come up through, and we find the Tessanae, whatever. She is going to be the place you want to go for your conservation on the Plains of Eidolon. So you come over to her, you can check out her wares. This is where she is going to get you your Quokka Echo Lures, so you can go out there and start hunting some of the Quokkas. I think they actually appear in sets of 3, just like the Pobbers do on Orvalis. Then you have the pheromone deal, so you can pair these together to get rare Quokkas. After that, you do have the Kondrok Echo Lures, so for those Kondroks, you have the pheromones for the Kondroks paired with that. We also now have something new, and they're going to be called Mergus, and they are a new conservation target. We're going to have the lure, of course, and then some pheromones for those as well. Just like I did for the Orvalis conservation, I will be doing individual videos for each one of these, just in case you guys want to check it out. Not much has really changed, but just for the sake of showing you guys how it's done, I wanted to do that with you guys. But for tags, we do have all sorts of different Quokkas now. So we have a Quokka Floof here. We have another Ashen Quokka Floof here, looking pretty cute. And the Ghost Quokka Flute here. So a little white, a little pastel-y a little bit, pretty cute. Then we have the Kondroks, which I guess they look like birds. They don't really have big poofy wings or anything. So, but yeah, they're like resting birds. Pretty interesting. So there's the common Kondrok. We have the Rogue Kondrok, a little bit darker, and then the Emperor Kondrok, a little bit pastel-y a little bit as well. So, and then the Coastal Mergu we got here. Then we have the Woodland Mergu, and then lastly the Splendid Mergu. So there we have that. And then we have the Plains of Eidolon Conservation badge here, in case you're interested in that. So this is going to be kind of where we head to for all of this good stuff. And if you want to go over to Barter Goods, this is the previous stuff that she has previously sold. She'll continue to sell like she always has. But anyways, yeah, that's her. One other location you might want to take a look at over here is the forge for the Zaws. But you guys are probably aware of our friend over here. You do have the option, if you haven't done the Revenant quest, whatever, to do the mask. But Nakak is going to get you that Browse Wares, and also going to get you the Tusk Thumpers, all the Thumper Floofs we have here. So the Thumper Tusk, the Thumper Tusk Doma. Okay, yeah. So Tusk Thumper Doma we have here. This one's changed up. This is just the regular Tusk Thumper. And then over here we have the Tusk Thumper Bull. So 3 different types of Thumpers are out there. They're going to require different resources in order to craft them, but you've got some floofs you can go out and get. So I'm going to put a few of those up in my deal, which is going to be pretty interesting, in my ship. But there's a few other things, such as the what's it called? Arcanes that you get from the Hawk, right? Hawk. Okay, well I can't see. Yeah, Hawk. You can get the arcanes. They no longer need to be built. They can be they're basically just given to you. And then the little faction that ties to the Eidolons. I won't spoil anything, but the secret faction at Cetus will also give you the arcanes fully built, so that is pretty nice. There are a few other changes to the little marketplace type thing, or just the game in general. That's going to be in the patch notes, so I highly suggest taking a look there. There's a Grenier punchy fisty weapon out there for you to use, but when it comes to going out into the plains, not much has changed. Well, nothing has changed from this point, but actually entering the plains, you're going to see a drastic difference. So we're going to head out there once it decides to load. And supposedly the Plains of Eidolon is not going to be as intense as it used to be in terms of load times, because these textures and the way they mapped everything out is actually supposed to help your computer performance, which is really nice. You can see, for instance, anything that is too far off in the distance, like those trees, are going to get kind of a blurred texture so that it doesn't take up all this, computer graphical space. But you can see all the local stuff. Oh, look, we got some Kondroks. I'm curious. Now that we're just here, we have a trank rifle. Okay. They're in sets of 3s. So, do I not have to necessarily find a... Okay. Okay. 2 Kondroks, just like that, off the bat. Not a lot has changed. I was curious if we were going to have to find... and we now have dialogue for them, instead of, what's-his-face, over at the Orvalis. Anyways, I guess... like I said, we'll go into that stuff a little bit later, getting the Kuwakas and the Kondroks and stuff. But yeah, look at how lush and beautiful a lot of these trees and just the organic stuff in the plains is now. You also have like down trees, so now anyone that wants to go around on their hoverboard is going to be able to get around and do their little bit of grinding here and there. But look how beautiful just some of these spaces are. Not to mention there's been like lighting changes and the weather changes and stuff like that are just make this a whole lot more gorgeous. But that is definitely, you're going to see a lot of those really cool sunsets and sunrises, which is really nice. You can just see how nice and lush trees that have been downed are actually in the game. Look, another downed tree. Very cool, very cool. But of course, it is the Plains of Eidolon, so it's not the Forest of Eidolon. So you're still going to see some pretty open spaces. Still a lot of the bases and whatnot that you've encountered previously. There's not going to be too much changed too close to where a lot of the Grenier bases and stuff are. You will see, say, like trees and stuff on the outskirts, but for the most part, where you're going to need to get lines of sight... Oh, taking these guys. I'm shooting these guys. I'm not going to hit them with my tranquilizer. Oh, and then we got ghouls. So a lot of the times you're going to have to get lines of sight. You're not going to have all this foliage anymore. So don't worry about all that. That's something that I was kind of concerned about. Oop. Okay, still got ghouls. Still got all that fun stuff. Okay. Get rid of all those guys. You may run into line of sight problems if you drag, say enemies out into the woods or where the forestry is. Out here where the ghouls are, you might run into a little bit of line of sight problems. Shooting down the flying targets might be a little bit more difficult with some of the foliage up, but for the most part, you can see, like, right outside the base, small changes, a little bit of forestry, not too much that kills the line of sight, but definitely really, really cool. Definitely love the changes visually to the Plains of Eidolon. I do want to get into a little bit of Thumper stuff and check that out, but I don't think I'm going to fight him on screen with you guys right now. I know how to take him down, so maybe I'll do a separate video where I just, you know, go out and fight a Thumper, but maybe we can try and see if we can find one real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and find me a Thumper and show you guys that enemy, that new target, and we'll move on from there. All right, so it looks like we found ourselves one of the Thumpers. It's a Tusk Thumper. Like I said, I don't think we're gonna fight it at this point in time, but it's looking pretty cool. It's got that giant thumper thing for the ground, which sends out all these crazy shockwaves, which can definitely knock you down, cause you some damage for sure. Jumps around quite a bit. The fact that he jumps around is kind of moves between which turrets he fires at you from. It's going to be the way that you go about taking him down. What I mean by that is, oh, here he comes, trying to get close to start doing some serious damage. But you can see, starting to do these really, really hard thumps on the ground. So you got to look out for those. But we have, you know, turrets on both sides. We also have on his legs those plates. You're going to knock those off, and you're going to expose these weak points, which you're going to have to shoot to deal some damage to him. Those do eventually get either destroyed or covered. You know, it covers his weakness. So you're going to have to knock off the plates on each one of his legs, and then you're also going to have to continue to do damage to the turrets to stop them from shooting at you, and also do damage to them just for the sake of dwindling down his health bar, and he will eventually die. I don't necessarily think you have to be a tanky person to take this guy out. I've already taken one down with my Zephyr, but it does take a little while for me because my Zephyr is in a form of process right now with all of his weapons. So yeah, but yeah, take down the turrets, take down the legs, and shoot at the vents for the legs. And before you know it, well, I say before you know it, but eventually you will do enough damage to take this thing out. And because you can buy the floofs, it's not really conservation. Your floofs are not going to have anything to do with the actual thumpers themselves. You might be able to gather a significant number of resources from these things, or maybe you're going to get some special, you know, I don't know, special something from it, like mods or something like that. But I'm gonna do some scanning. I'm gonna check out what is going on with these different thumper variants, and maybe I'll, you know, I'm gonna make a follow-up video specifically with me taking down each one of them, and maybe talking a little bit about their drops and stuff like that. But for now, that is it. I highly suggest going out into the plains, you know, exploring a little bit now that you have, you know, bounties to do, especially in like your Nightwave bounties and stuff like that. If you have Plains of Eidolon bounties, you know, it's worth going out and just checking out the scenery. Personally, I have, I believe, 6 out of 8 bounties on the Plains of Eidolon that I need to do, so I'm gonna spend probably another hour or so hanging out in the Plains of Eidolon, you know, exploring, and you know, even though they didn't really add anything special, like specific to the plains, it's more just like textures and forestry. It's a welcome change of scenery for sure, and I would love to see more of this happen to the game. Oh, look at that. We got another Kondrak. Oh, I scared him? Did I scare him, or did someone else scare him? Huh. Well, that's too bad. Boom! Boom! Oh, look at that. They got multiple darts? Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, anyways, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm going to do some exploration, some bounties and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about the Plains of Eidolon and the changes. I'm curious. I'm curious. Is this enough to get you back into the Plains? I don't think so. I mean, it's enough to go check it out, but it's not, like I said, it's not like a gameplay fundamental change to the game. But I would like to see more of this, especially if they can add in some missions, or, you know what? Give me an axe. Let's start cutting down some trees. And, well, that's not conservation, is it? I'm thinking like MMO. Anyways, what do you guys think? Anything you would like to add to the Plains? Anything you would like to add to the current game as is, or the open world scenario? I'd love to hear it down in those comments. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And stay tuned for the Thumper video and some conservation stuff. Until next time,